Last week here on Fyro, we revealed our first mock-up for our new travel bag. In that video, we broke down this mock-up entirely, so if you haven't watched it yet, I highly suggest checking it out, which you can do in the corner above. And the cool thing about building in public is that in that video, we got a ton of comments and questions about this travel bag. So we're gonna do a little AMA right now. And it should be noted that if you like this whole behind the scenes look at product development, be sure to sign up to the Fyro Insider newsletter with the first link in the description below. Tab, questions, what you got?
All right.
Because the thing is, we're not quite sure what size this bag's gonna be yet. This mock-up is 35 liters, which is a great travel bag size, but in essence, we kind of have three options. We can make around 35 liters, which maximizes carry-on overhead space. We can do 27 liters, which is like a universal underneath the seat bag. Or 30 liters is also a common size because it's sort of a sweet spot between the two. And that's actually kind of my favorite size for a travel bag is 30 liters. Now, obviously best case scenario, we make all three, but unfortunately as a new brand, we're a bit more limited on resources, so we gotta, go a little bit slower. So we're probably just gonna be able to only offer one size. So that's why the Fyro Insider newsletter is so important, because that's where we not only give a behind the scenes look at what's happening, but also where we do the voting. So we're gonna do a final vote for the community on what size this bag should be. 35 liters seems to be the front runner right now. If you want your voice to be heard for what size this bag will be, you gotta sign up to the newsletter. We're gonna be holding voting sessions very soon. We're hoping that the Kickstarter will be this summer, June, July. And the good news is with this first mock-up, and it should be clarified again, this is not quite a sample. No pockets in this bad boy, no features. We're just trying to nail the overall design and silhouette, but we are really far along, a lot further than we thought we'd be for a first mock-up, so I think the summer launch for a Kickstarter campaign is definitely in the cards. Fingers crossed. Next up. It is a little too early, and the reason is here at Fyro, we kind of do things a bit differently. A lot of product companies, they'll start with a price point they want to hit and then reverse engineer from there. But for us, I just want to focus on making this bag as great as possible for the actual use case. Obviously, we don't want to charge $500 for a bag. We're still going to keep it, relatively affordable by market standards. But we still gotta kind of see where it goes in terms of all the features, the fabrics, the materials, and then we'll hopefully know in a few months' time. I like that suggestion, especially the small and black keeps it in line with this sort of urban, subtle, minimalist look. And attachment points are great because in essence, on travel bags, you might see them on the front, the sides, or on the bottom, and it allows you to carry things externally on your bag when you just need that little bit extra space. For the mock-up, like I said, we didn't add any features like that. This is just the bare bones silhouette of the bag. But as we get into the actual sampling process and testing out, what little things go where, we're definitely gonna test out some attachment points. I really like an attachment point on the side so you can either hang maybe your sunglasses or secure your water bottle there, which you can see if you sign up to the Fyro Insider newsletter. First link down there. So Peak Design is a great company, and before I started Fyro, I started Nomad's Nation, which is my bag review channel. I've reviewed all Peak Design bags. They do amazing work. And they have a swivel system on the top of their shoulder straps, which gives the straps a lot of movement and the ability to kind of turn them around and stow them away, which is genius engineering on their part. And we've also found that it can potentially compromise comfort. So for us, lightweightness and comfort are priority number 1 and 2. And we didn't want to do anything to fuck that up. Love that question. So we just talked about the release date, hoping for a summer Kickstarter launch. And it should be noted, this is our second bag. So the first one was the Fyro T22. And this bad boy took 2.5 years for us to make. And the reason is I was new to making bags. I had never done this before. And first time doing something, a lot of trial and error. Thankfully though, we ended up teaming with the Bag Me development team who are based in Vietnam, and they are ninjas at what they do. They helped us get the T22 to the finish line, and now they're taking the entire development of the travel backpack, which is called the Levo, from the beginning to the end. So at this point, we actually spent 6 months just working on the design to ensure that we had the right foundation in place. And then once the Bag Me team knew the drawings were good, they said, let's make the mock-up, and here we are now. And this bag, although lacking the features and the pockets, that we need to take it to the finish line, it's so freaking close. So that's why, to answer your question, we're hoping that it'll be about a 1-year process. The first drawings came in June of 2024, and then the Kickstarter hopefully launches in June of 2025. So right now we do have a front pocket, as in a top pocket right here. big old drop pocket. We're gonna have some additional organization, good spot for your jacket, book at the bottom, and your smaller tidbits of gear at the top. And you gotta think about the use case, right? Because this is in essence a travel bag. And right now we're at 35 liters capacity. We're not sure what the end will be, but we're probably going to focus somewhere around that size. So for a front pocket, when you got a big old 35-liter travel bag, you swing this thing around, you got this thing packed out, it's really hard to grab the things that are in the front, right? And typically, most people are 1.5 travel bagging these days, which means big old backpack out the front, and then a smaller sling in the front. Therefore, you don't have to like swing this big, tank of a backpack around every time you need to grab something. So everything with this bag was designed for that either under the seat or in the overhead bin use case. That's why we have vertical access, the laptop compartment, the main compartment, and the admin compartment. But in case you don't 1.5 bag travel and you do value quick access, we're gonna have one or maybe two hidden zippered back pockets, which are great for a passport, wallet, and or boarding pass. For sure, so with the T22, or should I say with Fyro in general, our goal is to make backpacks that are very versatile, but also fit very specific use cases. So for the T22, I designed this to be the ultimate everyday carry work bag, right? Laptop warriors, this is like your command center. And this is a 22 liter that can expand to 26 liters. But in contrast, we're designing the Levo to be the ultimate lightweight, sleek travel backpack. So kind of a different use case there, right? As to where right now at 35 liters, the Levo is actually lighter than the T22 because lightweightness is the #1 priority for this bag. So in essence, the Levo travel bag is bigger, it's gonna be lighter in terms of a liters to weight ratio, and it's just gonna have a feature set that is designed for the use case, which is one bag traveling, or even pairing it with a suitcase, right? Because we have the luggage pass-through holder, which allows you to carry your bag vertically. So ultimately, at the end of the day, this is just designed to be a killer travel bag. Obviously with a travel bag, the goal was to fit a bunch of crap in it, right? Now, you want it to maintain a sleek silhouette, for sure. But with an everyday carry, you're gonna have a little bit more streamlined of a thinner silhouette. But with a travel bag, you wanna put packing cubes and tech pouches and dop kits for you and your partner and maybe your kids, right? So at the end of the day, volume and capacity is the most important thing. But we wanna keep the exterior of the bag as beautiful and subtle as possible. So while it might come across a little bulky sometimes, we still think it's gonna be one of the sexiest travel bags on the market. Oh, let me tell you, great minds think alike because it currently is a shade thicker. Now, what you gotta keep in mind though is that the size of the laptop compartment will vary based on the size of the bag, right? Because we have a 35 liter bag, which means it's a wider base, which means we can fit a larger laptop compartment, which currently fits up to a 17-inch Asus Vivo book, right? Now, we're still trying to finalize the final size of this bag, so if we end up making this a 27 liter, a 17-inch laptop might not be able to fit, but currently we can fit a 17-inch laptop in the laptop compartment and a 13-inch MacBook Pro in the tablet sleeve. So if you're a double laptop user, this is gonna be a great bag for that. So yes, we are planning on basically using the exact same fabric set on the Levo backpack that we use in the T22. And that includes a 330D polycarbonate Codger nylon exterior, our custom Fyro copper nylon ripstop interior, the beefy shoulder padding, the silky double bonded Lycra. We're gonna bring all that over from the T22 into the Levo. Now real fast, a note on the scuffing that you mentioned for the primary fabric, that can happen. And the reason being, like I said, this nylon has a polycarbonate face. Now, polycarbonate is a weather-resistant coating. But what's great about polycarbonate is unlike a PU coating, which also is weather-resistant, PU peels over time and it makes your bag look like shit. Polycarbonate will never ever peel. But on the flip side, the one thing about polycarbonate to keep in mind is that coating, when it's fresh, it can get a little scuffy. And the good news is if you ever do get a scuff, I talked to the founder of Navi who makes this fabric, JH, who also supported our Kickstarter campaign. Thank you, JH. And he just said towel, warm water, buff it out, piece of cake. Yeah, so we're definitely going to incorporate that into the admin compartment right here. And we're working on the pocket configuration. We don't want there to be too many pockets. We think 4, 5, 6 spread between this part and this part. So that's going to be great for your smaller bits of gear. What do you say, chapstick? Oh, chewing gum, perfect. Oh, we're definitely going to have a pen slot, maybe 2. Not 3, I think 3 is too many. Let me know your thoughts on pen slots. How many pen slots should a travel backpack have? I think 2 is enough, but let me know your thoughts. And then we also are possibly considering a quick access pocket at the top. But at the end of the day, the challenge that we have with this bag is knowing when to stop adding features. Because there's always another pocket or another feature that you can add. There's an endless amount. So we have to really make hard decisions and say, in the spirit of lightweightness and minimalism, what is required and everything else, we have to cut it. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, good question. We got some comments about that. because on camera, actually this polycarbonate Kojo nylon looks kind of similar to that fabric. And I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like a rubbery PU ballistic nylon fabric, and it's a really nice one. But actually, they couldn't be more different as to where that one has a very smooth coating on it, and the polycarbonate is a little bit more like a scratchy and textured sort of a vibe to it. So no, they're not the same, but they kind of do look a little bit similar on camera. Cool, so we just showed, what we're looking at for the laptop compartment, but just let me like double click on that real fast, because although lightweight and minimalism are our primary goals, tech protection is a very close second, third-ish right behind it, because I'm a laptop warrior. I live off my laptop. And look at this false bottom right here. I think last time I measured it, it's around 2 inches. So you can see when the laptop's actually in, this is a 17-inch Vivo book from Asus. Very snug, incredible padding all around, and that false bottom. Laptop is safe and sound, baby. Believe me, your tech gear is gonna be extra safe, and because of this moon-shaped zipper we're adding to the top, extra accessible. We got your back. Because padding is one of those things that helps with the aesthetic of a bag, but it really limits its malleability, right? And for a travel bag, you need that. Because like you said, you want to fit it into those bins to make sure that it fits in like the carry-on or personal item size. You want the bag to not be padded so it can fit into that. And it's exactly what we did with this. There's not a single gram of padding on the Levo backpack, and there will not be on the final sample either, because in the spirit of lightweightness and modern travel, this malleability, this is the name of the game. This is what it's all about. No padding on this bag, ever. Next question. I too like navy and love green, but unfortunately as a new brand, resources are a bit limited, but we definitely want to start offering color options soon, probably starting with navy and green. Hopefully on the Kickstarter, but if not, we're gonna start adding color options as soon as we can, hopefully soon. Yeah, I'm glad that you asked that, because with the T22, one of the unique offerings that we had on this bag was the HydroLock, which is a removable water bottle holder. Now, originally I wanted to move the HydroLock from the T22 to the Levo, so you can just kind of keep that modular ecosystem going, but then we realized that would actually not work, because look at the size difference of these bags. So if you brought over a 22-liter water bottle holder onto a 35-liter backpack, it's just gonna look off and it's not gonna be functional. And we don't wanna make a gimmicky ecosystem thing just to get more sales. We wanna give you the best gear for your use case and for your needs. And for that, it meant cutting the HydroLock and going with a very simple, minimalist, strong, sturdy, and durable water bottle pocket on the side. I guess there's a lot of different ways to do that. You could have it like attached centrally for the sternum strap, or just have a lash point that it can clip onto. We don't have any intention to do that at this point in time, as this new series that we're developing is a bit more based around simplicity, sleekness, and minimalism. But the good news is that if you are somebody who wants to attach things externally, we're gonna be providing external lash points here on the shoulder straps and possibly other parts of the bag. So if you have like a sling or a pouch, or really anything with a clip, you can clip it on and then easily access it on the front or the back or wherever you want on the bag. Yes, we're doing that exact thing. Great minds thinking alike, Nicholas, thank you. If you guys have any more questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below. We can do an AMA part 2. Again, if you want that next level behind the scenes look at the development of the Levo travel backpack, be sure to sign up to the Fyro Insider newsletter. And if you haven't seen the actual breakdown where I run you through this mock-up, you've got to check it out. And you can do so by watching this video right here. If you got any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.